Yes, we were hoping that he was so short that they wouldn't see him, and they did. But he did a great job of spelling Josh. Josh is he's our workhorse, man, especially behind our offensive line. We got to find ways to give him breaks, and we've seen over the years how good Jalen and DeAndre are. They've just always been stuck behind somebody, but they don't look at it that way. They look at it as a three-headed kind of thing, and them as a group, we're going to go together and we're going to win this thing. So I thought Jalen did a great job making some of those plays for us. Yeah. It's really the wide receivers, because there's times where you get out, and obviously on me too. I'm trying to give them the praise, right? When I got out of the pocket, especially on the last touchdown to Hunter. I'm trying to direct things and move guys and what I'm seeing, but it's really those guys just making that extra effort after they ran a full-speed route, an NFL down, right? Down's not over till the whistle blows, and they did a great job. Hunter did a great job of staying alive with me, running to the front pylon and giving me somewhere to put the football.
That seems like a pretty veteran move for him to be able to find that spot and get open.
Yeah.
You've seen that kind of thing from him before this?
Yeah, Hunter's very smart, knows how to get open, create space, good locker room guy, high effort, sneaky athlete, all those things. He's a good football player.
Did you have that catch he had last week that built the trust that you have with him and the rest of the release?
I had it in him from the moment I met him. His love for football, you could see it in his eyes. His love for team, really. He'll be the first one to tell you, and I'll say this about him, he does not care who catches that last ball. I promise you that. He doesn't care if he gets one catch at all. He just wants to win, and when guys are that selfless, you ask them to do selfless things in the run game, you ask them to do selfless things in the pass game, clearing something out. It feels really good when a guy like that, who's very selfless, can come in and make a game-winning touchdown catch. Oh, yeah. I mean, goodness. How many times have we stood here in front of each other and talked about that, right? It was weird this time to do it without Rodney, I'll be honest. But how about Andre James? Toughing out this whole week, right? He missed a few days of practice. Comes in late for us. Comes in, rookie, never played center in his life, makes his first start, and makes those calls, picking up blitzes, great with communication. I thought he was on it all night. I think maybe I changed one or two calls, maybe. I thought he's doing. That's pretty hard to do, especially against this defense. So the confidence level is always high. We always believe that we can win. There's never like a, I've been around it when a team scores or things like that. We had the lead and then they scored a tied up and it's like, we did our job. So the game's not over. Who cares what you've done? Go win the football game. And we have a lot of veterans on this team, especially up front, that have been in situations like that where we can just say to the young guys, guys, don't worry, just do your job. We'll win this game, right? And it's just trying to keep it mellow, even though the stakes are really high. Yes, we miss our baseball field. But every time I look down, I remember it. It's sad. It hurts my heart that we won't see it again. Maybe I'm not being serious, but to be home, to sleep in my bed was nice. I came home on Friday and I was like, oh yeah, I get to stay. I get to hang out with my kids. And they make me be a dinosaur or something. It was like this is better than a plane flight. That's for sure. And then there's football too, I guess, which is nice. And we got to play in front of our fans. It was loud, especially towards the end zones, as always, which I miss, I love, I laugh about all the time. They probably think I'm mad at them all the time. I'm just trying to hear Coach Gruden call the play. And, I love this place. It's special. It really is. So to come home in front of them and get a win, especially the way we did it, right? It'd be nice to win something 40-0 sometime. But when you win them like this, it just does so many good things for the team. It was different play calls. Coach got to a different stuff. We had certain ways to attack certain coverages, and like if you ever look at Coach's call sheet, which no one will ever get to except me, but there's hundreds of plays on there, and he's ready for everything, and he's ready for personnel groups, he's ready for coverages, he's ready for fronts, all these kind of things, as you could imagine, right? And just for what the flow of the game was doing, when the way we were seeing things and hoping to get certain things. Coach had plays dialed up for those coverages, and so it just happened. There's a couple times in some of those calls where the ball didn't go to Jalen. The ball went somewhere else in practice or things like that. But just the way they played out, just reading the coverages, the way Coach teaches me to read the play, he was able to hit some big plays. In that drive.
You didn't look that open, and you dropped it in there pretty high, but you obviously saw it all the way. You got this.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's experience. To be honest with you, just knowing the coverage. If that's a different coverage, I don't throw that kind of football. You have to throw more on a line. But knowing the coverage, knowing where everyone was at, knowing what their rules are on defense, you're able to throw that type of ball, and then it looks pretty, and we all can high five. While my heart is ready to drop, like please, no one turn around on defense and pick this ball off. That wouldn't have been a fun, welcome back to Oakland. But he sure enough, he knew the coverage too, ran the route, and then looked up, and the ball was there for him. I'll get you. I'm sorry.
What did you watch like on the sideline watching the defense?
Just hoping for their sake, man. Their poor hearts, man. They've been ripped out of their chests, for a couple weeks, right? And so, man, I'm sitting there praying, like, man, Lord, just give them a stop so they could be happy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want us to go throw a touchdown in overtime or something, man. Let them get the stop. Let them win the game for us. And you see the emotions of a guy like Carl Joseph when he gets to make that play. And how much it means to him, how hard he's worked. So the emotions of our D-line when they get a sack to make them 3rd and 14. Like that stuff, like 10 out of 10 times, I'd rather them win the game for us than us do it on offense, right? And so that's just the emotions. Like, man, for me at least, obviously I want to win the game, but I want them to make the stop, man, so those guys can celebrate and have a good time.
What does it tell you about the 2 takeaways that you were able to go down the field and score touchdowns? How much will point practice that?
Oh, man, it's definitely a point of emphasis, that's for sure. Whenever your defense can get a takeaway, you gotta capitalize on it, right? We'll look at the film, but we didn't do a good job after the fake punt, scoring there. We could have got some points there and doubled up from the first half to the second half, right, getting the ball. But no, when the defense gets takeaways, we have to help them out and capitalize. It just, again, the emotions of the team. They get a takeaway, we score. It's like, it just feels good,
You ever said that touchdown pass to Renfro was the best he's seen you play? Does it feel that way to you? Do you feel like you're more in rhythm and more?
Yeah, absolutely. I told you guys going into this season, I was like, this is the best I've ever felt as a quarterback. And we're just seeing the fruits of good coaching, and someone that will work hard and do whatever they say. That's all I do. I just talk to, even Johnny Moe, the points of emphasis he gives me when I come back, out of practice. Hey, if you do this, he said, man, you do them. I said, well, it means something to me, And I think we're just seeing the fruits of, Coach Gruden and I being together for, time, right? I say it all the time, that this league does not give quarterbacks enough time. This organization has given me time, and now with, it's steady. We know who the coach is. We know who the quarterback is. Let them build and grow. Now we're getting to see the fruits of it. You know what I'm saying? And, the more you can be in the same system, I can throw that ball early to Jalen. I know this play. I know this coverage. I know where the ball should go. I know who should win. There was a couple times versus blitzes. Man, I know where the ball should go. Get your head around. And we were able to hit some big plays on those things. And we're just seeing the fruits of two guys being able to, grow together, to be honest. And I don't think some organizations don't do it enough. But I hope they don't do it enough. And we'll just keep doing it.
Last one, Chris.
Maybe coincidence or not, but you have all the rookies scored the touchdowns.
Yeah.
What does it kind of tell you about the organization and the foundation that you built?
I'm telling you, that's what I talk about all the time. You got to lay a foundation. I felt like we've laid one, and then Jack hammered it out about 14 times since I've been here, right? This one I hope stays. That's for sure. I'm starting to lose my hairline and get gray hairs in my beard, so we got to do it sooner than later. But this foundation is pretty good, man. To watch our rookies be able to play big roles, not just packages of plays. You hear they can play everything. Coach Gruden demands it from them, and they pick it up, man. these guys, they don't make mental mistakes that many times. You know, I can think of Josh Jacobs, just a few, on one hand throughout this whole season. As a running back in the NFL, that's freaky. You know, that doesn't happen, you know. Usually you see every time it's a pass play, those rookie running backs, they take them out because they don't know what they're doing, right? You see a guy like Foster Moreau run his route precisely, be where I needed him to be, and in the timing that I needed him to be there for a touchdown, right? You see Hunter Renfrow in a scramble drill just doing what coaches are telling him to do. If you get a group of guys that will listen to their coaches and bust their tail at practice, and I mean bust their tail, which they do, this is the fruits of what could happen.